when you mistake yourself to be a mortal body-mind, there is no way around suffering and misery. Throughout your waking dream and your night dream. The openness of being is gifted to you, from you to you, from consciousness to itself. Like the light and the heat of the sun is gifted to it, from the sun to the sun. And it's also gifted to the moon as it shines onto the moon. Resulting in the impression of the moonshine, which is actually the sunshine onto the moon. Consciousness gifts itself to itself the peace and freedom, the beauty, the love, the happiness, the intelligence, the wisdom. And it gifts it onto body-minds. Like the sun shines onto the moon. It's important not to mistake the mind with consciousness. Mind comes and goes. It's impermanent. It follows the laws of physics and other principles, phenomenal principles that are the design of consciousness. But consciousness does not follow laws of physics, nor does it follow any higher laws, as it is the higher, the only height, only truth, only reality. It is the presence, this very moment right now, that hears these words, that knows I am. That knows that it knows. So I invite you to explore whatever questions you may have. So we can look at them together in the light of presence.
Question. I'm noticing how even little subtle thoughts of the me, kind of get my body a little agitated or whatnot. I'm just wondering what, other than just noticing them, if there's really anything else I can do. Because I notice them and I see it triggers the body.
Mm.
And then maybe there's a little resistance to, like, oh, there it is again doing this thing.
Yeah.
But, I wonder if there's like a little something I can do to,
Yeah.
when it arises, just kind of let it dissolve. Or,
Yeah. Well, first we can ask ourselves, who wants to do something? Who is it that wants to do something about what is arising? And just to stay with that.
Okay.
Stay with that. Yeah? So there is an arising. There is a habitual me trigger. Something, a thought arises, or an event, something is perceived, or you're in traffic, somebody cuts you off, or it could be just simply walking to the kitchen and something flashes through your mind, and there is this a memory maybe. It always has to do with past and future, because past and future is the self, the separate self. Thought, memories. That's what the separate self is thoughts, memories, and future, thoughts about me in the future. There is a practical thought about tomorrow. You have an appointment at 4 o'clock, but that is not what I'm talking about. That's just a mechanical. But the me quality that you mentioned invariably has to do with past and future. Me in the past, me in the future. Whenever I say me, it's a package deal. It's just not just me. It's me and the other. Yeah. So as soon as there is a me, there is another. Yeah. Or when there is a me, there is another me. There is me now, me yesterday, me tomorrow. Yeah. Why did I? Should I? Why did he? Why did she? When will I become more enlightened? Gee, I had this experience in 2010 and it lasted for 6 months. Where is it now? It has to do with the me, the previous me, the current me, yeah? And the future me. So, coming back to, there is a trigger, there's an I thought, a me thought, and of course a me sensation, which is what you're referring to in the body. There is a certain agitation or a certain contraction in the body-mind. That's an event. It's an event. Like the weather. The weather is an event. It's driving 495 is an event. Receiving a phone call is an event. It's a body-mind event, world body-mind event. Yes. This world body-mind event that has the me quality in it has also this physiological sensation, which is a contraction and unhappiness. It's the unhappiness. And so, what to do about it? So it's really important to contemplate, is there a personal intention behind this question? Because if there is a personal intention behind the question, it's important to be aware of that. Because in the quest for the answer, we are carrying along with us the person. Yeah. Yes? Having said that, when there is a weather event, we perceive it from a neutral position. And since we perceive it from a neutral position, when we perceive it from a neutral position, there is no psychological effect. There's no affectation with it. It's just, gee, okay, it's raining, let's close the windows. Okay, it's snowing, let's make sure we turn the heat on. Or it's an impersonal event. But when the event becomes personal, see, now that impersonal event that I was mentioning before about the weather will lead to a certain action, or sometimes not. The action might be that, you will take the umbrella with you if you go out, or you put on your snow boots if you go out, etc. But even that activity is an impersonal activity, because there is no affectation with it. There isn't a me quality with it. There isn't, oh my God, I'm in danger. Okay? there is intelligence and caution, and enlightened response. Okay? So is it possible to watch, to observe, to experience a physiological contraction from an impersonal position?
Yes.
When there is a psychological event, there is a sense of danger. That something is going to happen to me or is happening to me, which is a thought impression. It's a thought impression that has with it a physiological sensation. Heartbeat increases, body heat rises, breath might get contracted. Brain, the thoughts might start spinning. And there are all sorts of habitual patterns. There might be blame or shame or self-pity, and then it's like a snowball effect. But the question is it possible to observe a psychological event, a physiological event, psychological event being the I thought, me being in danger, and the physiological connection that arises with it, the psychosomatic effect, from an impersonal position?
Yeah, I mean, it starts impersonal. The first observation of it's impersonal, and then the meat jumps on.
Yeah.
It's like it goes back and forth. It's really subtle.
Yeah.
But for me to notice it, because a lot of it is, used to be not noticed. So even to notice it is the impartial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, noticing
and
this.
Then the me jumps in and says, well, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. What are you going to do about it? You're in danger. Something's going wrong with you, your life, your future, your money.
It's really minor things, but even the minor things can make you feel like danger.
Absolutely, because it wakes up the me. Yeah. If you have a water buffalo that's sleeping, all you need to do is go and poke it. It's a minor thing. You poke it, he'll wake up.
Right.
And then you have a water buffalo on your hands.
Right.
Now, so the contemplation is that the reality of your experience is borderness. So in this very moment, there is this perception, this bodily sensations, sensing your back. It's all happening in the openness, borderless presence, consciousness. And this consciousness doesn't belong to you. It doesn't belong to you. In a way, you could say that it's you. You belong to it. You meaning the body, mind, all these sensations, perceptions that arise for you, the thoughts and the dreams arise in it. Mm-hmm. They belong to it.
Even the thoughts of me.
Even the thoughts of me, absolutely, they arise in it, because the thought of me requires consciousness, because without consciousness, you won't even be aware of that thought. What's a thought if without awareness? Nada. Right?
Yeah.
So the contemplation is that, the reality of my experience, or the reality period, is the reality of consciousness. Right? Mm-hmm. So if the reality is consciousness, meaning the reality of your experience, the reality of what I am is consciousness, then the reality of the world, body, mind is is consciousness itself. Mm-hmm. So if the reality is consciousness, then you can live as that. So you can sort of explore, how would consciousness respond to the thought, oh my goodness, what's going to happen to me? We know that the me, meaning the me impression, is going to feel, oh goodness, I'm in trouble. Goodness, God graciousness, I'm in trouble. Mm-hmm. And the me is going to feel, I'm in trouble. The water buffalo is awake now. I poked it and it's looking at me. And only 5 feet between me and the water buffalo, I'm in trouble. See? But does consciousness say that? That is what consciousness is
Allows
the
it.
screen, say, and the images on the screen, the movie images on the screen. There is a me and a water buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah, it completely. It's just like you said before. It's space for it. It doesn't
Yes.
have any problem.
Yes. Yes. So you just live according to your understanding. It's very important that you go back as often as you can to your understanding that I am the open, borderless, aware presence, and to live as that. So in a way, it's your own experimentation with it.
It's a mini practice that if I do notice the me, maybe give it space.
Well, yeah, beautiful. Giving it
Give it
space.
space of what I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the space is right there.
Yeah.
You see, it's in a way you're giving it what's already given.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Noticing
yes,
the space more say, right?
absolutely. Yes, yes.
It's not
So
giving it any space.
yes,
It's already there.
yes. Yeah, it's actually more than even the space. It's not contracting around it. You know,
Right.
it's more an undoing, because it takes effort to maintain the me thought and spinning. I need to do this. Oh, gee, maybe I'll tell him that or call this. Or that's it's not the relaxation. The relaxation is already there. It's just basically telling you, okay, it's like the bed. The bed is already there. It's just the couch is already there. It's just rather than being like this in the couch, sort of crouched and bent over, and just
Release.
yeah.
Release a little bit.
Yeah, it's right there. The couch is right there, ready to take your body shape and embrace you that way. Yes.
Thank you. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of on the same subject, because